What if I told you that by decreasing the rate of just one social problem, you could decrease the rate of many others? Did you know 63% of youth suicides come from fatherless homes? That's 5 times the average. 90% of all homeless and runaway children come from fatherless homes. That's 32 times the average. 85% of all children with behavior disorders come from fatherless homes. That's 20 times the average. 80% of all rapists with anger issues come from fatherless homes. That's 14 times the average. 71% of all high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. That's 9 times the average. I personally grew up in a two-parent home, and I can't describe to you the impact my father had on my life. He's prevented me from doing so many stupid things that I would have done if he were not there to give me great advice and to be a solid counsel to me. I personally know of a girl who grew up without her biological father, and it really bothered her a lot. She actually ended up getting pregnant at 19 and actually fell out of the nursing program. And I believe that the fact that her father wasn't present for her in her life really affected that a whole lot. And so I've proposed 3 points in this presentation of how I think we could decrease the rate of fatherlessness, or at least the rate of the effects of fatherlessness. Number one, I think our social emphasis of society needs to be less on ourselves and more on helping others, and more on being fathers, doing the responsible thing, and not just doing the thing that's going to make you happy or make you feel good about yourself. Eric Metaxas, in his book Seven Men, points out that in 1950 we had a show called Father Knows Best, and the main character, played by Robert Young, was just a great father. He was a real role model. He just was a great authority figure. And nowadays, if you look at TV shows, it seems like we portray the father to be just a goon or just too strict and overbearing. And it's just, our emphasis as society seems to be very off of what it should be, honestly. And number two, I think we need to have more positive role models for these kids. Just because they don't have a biological father present, doesn't mean that they shouldn't have a father figure. I feel like if you're growing up in a fatherless home, or if you're the parent of a fatherless child, I would really encourage you to seek out a male role model that you really respect and have your kids spend time with them. I feel like that could really go a long way in that kid's life. I really feel like we need more positive role models. Number three, if you're a father and you're separated from your family currently, I encourage you to get involved in your child's life. They love you and they look up to you. Please just attend sports games. Let your kids know that you really care about them. I think it would go a long way. We might not be able to force anyone to take a part of any of these steps that I talked about, but we can choose to get involved in child's life who don't have fathers present. I encourage everyone to do so. In the Seven Men, Eric Metaxas points out that George Washington was not a biological father of anyone, but yet we call him the father of our country. Why is that? That's because instead of retiring to Mount Vernon after the war, he chose to be a father figure to a lot of us. He chose to pour his life into ours, and I encourage us all to do the same. Thank you very much. Have a great day.